Welcome back. I'm gonna continue on with this piece now. This section is gonna be. Oh man, my camera's way off. Can't get it right there. Okay, there we go. That's no good. So we're gonna continue on with this piece. I'm gonna pause, put my gloves back on. I forgot to put them back on. But I think I'm gonna come in with some more of the pencils to get some finer detail in here. Refining. Okay, so I'm gonna put you on pause and I'll be right back and get my face out the way and we'll be good to go.
Oye, bájale el volumen a tus papas, ¿no?
No se puede, este es el volumen.
Yes, that was my wife coming to say hello. Just trying to add a little texture in here, it, into the flower. Add the texture and still trying to maintain the subtle and the beautiful shape of the flower, and also the vibrant color that it's producing. There we go. Well, I was shutting the mic on and off because when my wife was doing some things in here, and I wanted to continue painting. And so, in order to do that, I have to toggle off the mic because the mic picks up everything in the immediate area. And so, I wasn't saying a lot, but I was painting, and letting you enjoy the music. I had said I had found that the let me see where I am. Don't want to go too fast here while I'm talking. Royalty free, no copyright music, so I could play it in the background. And so I go, okay, I found it, and so and so I mean, listening to it, and so then I guess what happened was there was a limit of time that you could listen to the music without having to like sign up or register for the site. And so I ran into that. I'm like, oh my goodness. So I just said, okay, log in, create me an account using my Gmail, which is okay, I guess. Not sure. Let's see what happens. Comes into the inbox. But also, what I noticed there, I was getting ready to break into a pause, is that along with that, this this free royalty free music and you know you have to sign up, create an account in order to listen and verify your email to comment and all that stuff, right? Along with that comes commercials. I'm like, oh man, I heard the first commercial. I'm like, oh my goodness, here we go. So now we got to deal with commercials, right? Okay. Sometimes, I guess it's difficult to figure out what's the lesser of the two evils, I guess. I want to be able to listen to music as I paint and allow you to be able to enjoy the music also. Okay, there we are. Camera froze a little bit. I'm not sure where it was. I'll see it when I go back and review the video. But let's just carry on here. Just go forward. What was I at? I was trying to grab to this little piece here. The only thing about this process, this little setup, is that computer is over the other way, and it's over that way, and so I have to look over there on occasion to make sure that it's still capturing the video portion of the recording. The other parts of the recording don't stop recording, but if music is playing or I'm speaking or whatever the case may be, and you're not seeing the painting, like what's that? What's the purpose of that? Okay, so then this one. Still keep in mind, I'm really trying to just redefine some of the larger shapes here, or some of the shapes here, with different values. So they start to be able to say, hey, I'm a flower. if you're just now starting out, this painting journey, there's a lot of decisions you're gonna be faced with, and one of them, well, you know, one of them would be, what medium are you going to use? Is it going to be pan pastels? Is it going to be soft pastels? Is it going to be pencil pastels? Or is it going to be just a combination? Like what I'm doing, I use a combination of the three. But then once you start diving into that, then other questions arise. For example, especially with respect to the pencils and the soft pastels. The pan pastels are a slam dunk because I'm not sure how many different brands there are. But with the pencils and the soft pastels, there's quite a few different brands, and so it comes down to which one you like, you feel comfortable working with. But in order to get there, what you're faced with is how do I make that determination as to which ones to use. And all I can say is I highly recommend that you spend a little time on other YouTube videos and get that information. Okay, so I was sharing some of the video footage with my wife, and she was saying, as she was watching, she was saying, "Oh, that's pretty nice, that stick you have there, but you didn't. What is it? I didn't hear anything about it in your presentation there." I go, "Oh, you're right. I need to explain things a little bit more into detail," even though, I tried to sell her on, well, baby, I'm not teaching. I'm trying to just share what I do. And she will share. I go, okay, enough said. And so this is called a mull stick, MAHL stick. And most of them most that I've seen aren't really attached. I've seen a few that were attached to the top of the painter's easel, and they would just roll it across the top. Mine I have it attached, but I have it on a swivel, so it kind of like a little cylinder it sits on, and it just swivels from side to side. This was what I came up with, and all of it was during the experimental stage. I'm just really trying to find what I can use and implement to make this painting process, flow smoothly. Less stuff to work with or slow you down, type of a thing. And so then my maul stick, I attached it because it normally you just set it on there and you lean over it and you paint. You set it somewhere, you lean over and you paint. Set it somewhere, you lean over and paint. But I use it a lot, and it seems like some extra effort to pick up, set, pick up, set, and so I guess that comes from that's just me and how I've always functioned in the environments I work in. I always try to find a smoother, more effective way to get the job done. You know, it's a little faster. I like to speed up the time process, so I know it's faster the way I do it with the mold stick I hear, as opposed to picking up the time it takes to pick it up and all that stuff. So that's what I come up with. This whole configuration that I use here in my painting was a lot of trial and error. Also, me trying to figure out what works best for my style and my workflow. And so I sat down, I created stuff, I built stuff, I threw away stuff that didn't work, went to here, to there, went to all that, to come up with what feels good and works for me. Makes the process easier for me. Or I should say, it makes my workflow easier. The process is going to be the same, but the workflow can definitely be adjusted. And if you're just starting out and thinking about it, there's a number of already made solutions out there that you can just purchase and go with. However, I would highly, highly, highly recommending spending a little time and get a feel for what works for you. And now that at the same time that you're developing your workflow, your style, of painting, all at the same time. There's nothing that says you have to. Okay, I gotta learn this. I gotta learn to draw. Then I gotta learn to do this, and I gotta learn. Then if I move to paint, I gotta, learn anatomy, forms, all that stuff, right? And I'm like, no. The things like, where am I? Let me slow my roll. Okay. Things like anatomy when you're doing portraits or the human form, so that I can continue on with the process. Still trying to lay out this form of the leaves that's surrounding this flower. What I'm doing here is I'm really trying to just get in the information as to where it's going to reside, and then I'll come back and refine the details a little further, and far as which part of the leaf is concave, which part of the leaf is convex, those type of things. So it'll look like it's supposed to be there, like it should be here, and it's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. down in this area, which I do is I don't really put as much detail because it's pretty much at the bottom of the painting, and a lot of it's going to be pretty much cropped off with the framing. When you put the mats on it, those type of things, unless someone frames it, unless it's framed without matting for some reason. I think I'm going to keep that in consideration going forward, so I can go back on the next pieces. I'll be able to go back to the framing style I used to do by using the tape here around the painting, frame it off, so have it hit square edges. I don't have to paint to the edges, but it's always, obviously it seems to be pretty good to have the edges there. If for nothing else, a good reference. If nothing else, a good reference. Make sure I get that good shapy shape in there. Like that. Okay. This bad boy is really see, this is all down underneath the frame, but I'm filling it in mainly for me, so I could make sure that my piece is still telling the whole story, even though I know it's a lot of it's going to be cut off with the framing process. It's okay. It's okay. So a little bit in here. This screen goes through here like this. It continues on around into this. Like that. There we go. She's working. Feeling her. I still paint with a relatively loose style. I try to slow my motions down sometimes to make sure that I don't overshoot entirely too much. But I like overshoot because overshoot works for me with respect to being able to really capture the color blends when they merge into each other, those type of things, right? Like for example here, you know, it's like I overshot, but then I come back and the colors blend well together. You know, to 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 give me that desired effect I'm trying to achieve. And so it's a good thing. So in that it has some different green going on in here. Got this green coming in here. That's what's happening in this part. Still the green. This is my second piece in a row using this color scheme of red, yellow, and green. This is, you know, I'm enjoying. It's really cool. Go something like that, right? And then this here comes, you know, gets the flare in there. There we go. A little bit something a little more come on going on up in here. I'm gonna come in with the darker green though this time and bring it down. It's not so dark a green, huh? It's actually the green I was using at first. Looks like.
Oye, bájale el volumen a tus papas.
Okay, so, oops. Kind of cool. It makes a little flow there. Let me see if I could capture it. What it's actually doing here. I'm just trying to move the pastels so that they create the texture that I'm looking for, that says this particular plane of the leaf is going in a certain direction. Yeah, like that. So that's what I was trying to capture there. Let's get that. That's kind of cool. Now I want to push this shadow a little bit in here. I just want to push that shadow a little bit in there. It goes up. I need to push it all the way to here with this. Goes around like this and around like that. Something like that. Okay. I think I got that. It's cool. Loving it. The thing that's very important though is to make sure that you do sit back and take a look at it. And so in this section right in here, I'm not getting that depth that I want, that I desire, or that the story calls for. It doesn't look like it's deep enough. So in order to get it deep enough, I think I must use a slightly darker green, and that more with a if I can find something here. Not too bluish of a green, but enough to define it. It's a little darker, I think. 167 is. This is not. I didn't mean blue over green. This is actually an olive green that I'm using here. So. Just trying to get this a little darker there, where it drops down. See, and it's still not quite there. So I'm gonna have to come in with something even a little darker than that olive green. Let's try this one. Okay, I think I'm getting it there. That's what I'm trying to get. It's coming in there for me now. The depth there is coming in now. But still not what I need. I'm gonna have to go even darker with the green. Okay, this is a this is a very, very, very dark green that I was using on my last piece to try to get the shadowy areas to pop. So it was very, difficult because I had some of the structure was in shadow, and even though that was the case, I still needed to be able to show detail in the shadow. So I had to use some of the darker greens like this to make it pop. And it worked for me. And so that's what you see me doing here. I'm trying to use a darker green to get it to pop. I want it to look like it's way down in there. And I'm gonna keep layering the darker green here and the darker red that has that similar value to try to get it down to the darkness I'm looking for here. Okay, I'm good. Okay, I'm gonna stop here. I think I'm gonna stop this video here. Okay, I think I'm gonna stop the video here. So I could just sit back and take some time to just take a look at, all the stuff that I've done on the painting, and then see which direction I want to go. I know it probably looks like, I want to go a little bit further into these leaves here, into this section, right? But I want to make sure because I got these going on top of that also. So yeah, I think I might move into this particular leaf. It's a challenge because it's not only is it kind of dead, but it has them overlapping little leaf folds. So I think this is a good place to stop the video.